Alright guys, good morning. Welcome to episode 35. We're going to be talking today about... What is that? Could that be? Hello there, it's me, your old pal, Mr. Fishy. Mr. Fishy? What do you mean, old pal? We never even met you before. Well, I'm here today, guys. I'm out of my ball and I'm ready to teach you some math. Alright, here we go. Alright, Mr. Fishy, we're talking about dividing decimals. Do you know anything about that? Oh yes, I've listened a lot in math class sitting in my in my pink ball. Right, pink ball. I thought you were a pink fish. Oh, the color just made me look that way. I'm actually nice and orange. Alright, well let's get started with our first example. We're talking about dividing decimals. Alright, Mr. Fishy, let's start off with this example. We have $1.15 divided by 25 cents. Now remember, fraction means division. Yes, it means division. So you need to set up your problem like this. The numerator is going to be the dividend. That's the number that goes inside. And the divisor will be the number on the outside. That's also the denominator. Righto, of course. Okay, so now your first step when dividing decimals is you notice that we have a 25 cents. We want to move the decimal to be in front of the ones place. So I'm going to move it over 2 times. And if I move this 2 times, then I need to move the decimal 2 times over here. So you move the decimal over. That way it looks like 25 divided by 115. So let me rewrite my problem. The first step is to always rewrite whenever you're doing decimals. And so you put the decimal in front. So now I have 25 decimal. And then I'm going to have 115. The decimal point is now behind the 5. I'm going to add another 0 for when dividing. The last step to remember is you're going to want to put your decimal to the top of the answer over here in your quotient. So wherever your decimal is, that's where your ones place is going to be. So you're going to put it. You need to put a digit here, 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 and then a digit over here. Okay? All right. I think I got all of that. All right. Then let's try an example. All right. Once you have your problem set up, it's just long division at this point. So I always go in steps whenever you have to divide. Boy, you should really try plugging in your computer next time, Mr. Santos, so you quit getting those battery errors. Yeah, I know. Calm down. Sorry, guys. All right, so I asked myself, how many times can 25 go into 1? Always go one step at a time. No, it can't, so I'm going to put a 0 up here. Can 25 go into the number 11? No, it can't. Can 25 go into 115? Yeah, so I'm going to think about money here, and 25 can go into 115 4 times, and that's going to make 100. 25 times 4 is 100, so then I subtract, and I'll be left with 5 minus 0 is 5. 1 minus 0 is 1. 1 minus 1 is going to be 0. Then I'm going to bring my other 0 down, and I have 150. So how many times can 25 go into 150? So that's like asking, how many quarters does it take to make $1.50? Oh, I believe the correct answer is 6, sir. Yes, sir, it's 6. So 25 times 6 is 150, and I'm all done. Okay, so my answer is going to be 4.6. So I went back through my notes and I colored everything. I colored these 3 different colors. The divisor is the number on the outside. The dividend is the number on the inside of your division problem. And your answer is called the quotient. Kind of like how product was called the answer to a multiplication problem. The answer to a division problem is called the quotient. Alright, so now we're going to write out our steps once you've labeled your problem completely there. Okay, so our very first step is I will move the decimal behind. And when I say behind, I mean to the right of the ones place in the divisor. And I'm going to color that part red, so that way you can kind of look on your notes. And the divisor I'm talking about is this first number. So that's actually this step right here. This was kind of step 1, is I'm going to move the decimal to the ones behind the ones place in the divisor. All right, step 2, I will move the decimal the same amount of positions in the dividend. And I can't really tell my color. I colored this a second ago. The dividend was this step right here where I'm going to move it 2 spaces as well. Okay, so this is step 2. So if you move the decimal 3 spaces or 1 space here, you're going to move it the exact same amount of spaces over in the dividend. All right, guys, and then the last step will be to place the decimal in the same place value in the quotient. So if you notice over here in the quotient, my decimal was behind the 5, so it needs to go straight up into my answer. And so this right here is going to be step 3. You need to place your value up, place your decimal up into the quotient. Alright guys, those are all my notes today on dividing decimals. Hello there, if you have any questions for me, please send them in. Questions, like what kind of questions? Well, I was trapped in that horrible pink ball for so many days, and now you're free, right? So we're going to see you in more episodes? Truthfully, What about Mrs. Fishy? Is she around? Oh, I believe Mrs. Fishy is still trapped inside of her ball. Okay, so we'll see about getting her out of there sometime. Alright guys, thanks for watching.